Hello, once again. Welcome to Rostrevor Area News on the last Wednesday of July. The first item this week is just an update on something I talked about last Wednesday night, which was the Public Realm Scheme initiative. The initial online meeting in relation to that proposal took place yesterday with Newry and Mourne Enterprise Agency and the Council and invited guests. Now, there was about 20 participants from all the diverse groups in Newry, and everybody pretty much just threw a lot in with what they would like to see in the village and what improvements they would like to see made. Now, Conor Patterson from the Enterprise Agency was kind enough to host the meeting, and I'm sure Conor has come away from it with a better understanding of the concerns that people have locally. It is, of course, a longer term project. It may well take 4 to 5 years to actually see construction happen on the ground. But I always take the view, and it's very true in this case, for a process to complete, it has to begin at some stage. So we're very much at the beginning of this process. I think it is important, despite what was said yesterday, and I deliberately kept quiet on the meeting for this reason. It's very, very important to try and manage expectations, but it's also important that people feel that they are being listened to and their views are being taken on board. But with all these schemes and proposals, there's a finite budget, and it's how that budget is best spent. So I will continue to update people with any progress in this regard. And I would encourage people, when we do finally get round to having some sort of concrete proposals to put to the funders and to the planners, that there will be a much wider engagement from the community, and particularly the residents in and around the square, who, after all, are looking out onto the square on a daily basis. So that's the update on that. Moving on then, and we'll go once again to Richie for the Sembrona's GA club notes, and we'll just give Cahill a wee chance to pull that up.
Hi folks, thanks Jarlath for letting us share the club notes again this week. Just going to run through the results over the last few days here. Firstly, our senior team on Friday night, our senior men were defeated by Clonduff in Paddock Park, and on Saturday, our senior ladies had a great win away to Annaclone, and our Premier Reserves had a good win away to Mayor Bridge last night as well. A few of our underage teams also took the field over the last few days. Our under 13 boys, our under 17 boys, and our under 14 girls all played over the weekend. Unfortunately, they were defeated, but it's good to see the season's up and running and everyone getting football at this stage. Some of the fixtures over the next few days: our under 12 girls are at home tonight in Paddock Park at 7 o'clock. Our under 15 boys are away tomorrow night, and our senior men are away on Friday night to Warren Point. And then on Saturday, we have two games in the field: 5 o'clock, our Premier Reserves, and 7 o'clock, our senior ladies. And on Sunday morning, again, our under 11 boys are at home, and our under 16 girls are away. On the club lotto, I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, we were hopeful of getting it up and running by the end of the month. So we're going to have it starting again tomorrow night, Thursday, the 30th of July. Tickets will be available from the usual shops and bars in the town, and also online. We'd like to encourage as many people to join in online as we can. We've lost a few sellers due to the pandemic and other things over the last while, so we're trying to give it as big a push as we can at the moment. And even if anyone wants to become a seller and take a book from anyone on the committee, please get in touch with us. The jackpot's going to start tomorrow night at £3,500, and we'll publish the results on Facebook and hopefully get the draw live on Facebook over the coming weeks. On our club shop, which has been closed physically over the last number of months, we have a new collection time of Monday evening from 8 to 9 o'clock in the car park at the back of the social club. So this will be collection only. All orders will still be taken through the club shop at rostrevor.com email address during the week, and then those orders can be picked up on the Monday evening. So the full range will be available. We'll publish all of the details about the shop again on social media so everyone's aware. So originally the shop was open in the club on a Thursday night, but for the foreseeable future, it's going to be collection only on a Monday night at the back of the club. Another part of the club which has been set up recently is the Health and Wellbeing Committee, chaired by Rita Hughes. We're delighted and thankful to Rita and to Emma Jane Morgan for securing a grant of £4,000 for the Health and Wellbeing Committee through the Healthy Clubs programme through the GAA. So it's good to see good work going on in the background with the Health and Wellbeing Committee, and this money will contribute to projects which they have planned over the coming months. So thanks again to the two ladies for securing that money and for the good work that they're doing with the health and wellbeing for the club. Finally, for this evening, just in terms of the senior game on Friday night away to Warrenpoint, Warrenpoint have published some guidance for Rostrevor supporters travelling to the match in terms of parking. So parking will be available in a separate section away from the pitch on the McGannon Road. So if I could divert everyone to the Warrenpoint or Rostrevor social media pages to have a look at the graphic that Warrenpoint have provided about parking for supporters. We'll be able to publish anything more that comes through from Warrenpoint over the next 24 hours or so. But at the minute, the parking is the main thing, and the usual guidance about sanitising and face coverings being advised as well. So thanks for everyone with their cooperation, both in Pettit Park and at away games. That's our roundup for this week. So we'll be back next week with more news from St. Donald's. Thank you.
And my thanks once again to Richie for that comprehensive roundup of what's going on with Sabrona's club. It will be good to get the lotto back. Sabrona's club is no different than clubs throughout the length of the island in that their income and revenue stream has very much depleted over the last couple of months. But like every club and throughout the land, the bills continue to have to be paid. So I'd encourage people to seek out the lotto sellers, and you actually can do it from your kitchen table because you have the facility now to be able to do it online. Just on a related matter there, Richie had talked about the parking protocol down at Moygannon on Friday night, and Cahill has been kind enough to bring up a picture of it there. Now that is down the back lane where you would normally access to Moygannon, and I think it's down there about 100 metres possibly in on the right hand side. But I would encourage people, I'm not sure what the weather gives for Friday evening, but if it's anyway good at all, Moygannon, folks, is no more than a 20-minute walk from Rostrevor village. So I would encourage people to take Shanks's Mirror this week instead of a vehicle, and get a bit of a stretch in the legs. And wouldn't it be nice to be bouncing back in the road with 2 points in the bag? Anyway, so moving on. Last week we had somewhat sad news that one of Rostrevor's most beloved residents, Sean Big S Dorn from Clockmore Park in the village, Sean had a stroke, and he was rushed to Craigavon Hospital, and Sean remains seriously ill. But the good news is he's back in Daisy Hill, and while he is still critically ill, that things are improving slowly but surely. So I want to send my own personal best wishes to Sean and Margaret and the whole family in what is a very tough time for them. And I would ask people at the family's request to keep Sean in your thoughts and prayers, that he makes a full and speedy recovery. So keep fighting, Big S, and we'll see you soon. The next and last item this evening was a wee project that I was asked to become involved in about a month ago. And how I was connected to this was 5 years ago in 2016, Newry Maritime Association took to lighting up the Hall Beline lighthouse just off Cronfield in tribute and in memory to the 100th anniversary of the Connemara and Rostrevor disaster in November 1916, just off Cronfield. And they've lit the lighthouse every year since, and this is year 5. And James McAreevy contacted me recently to see would the council explore or entertain the possibility of also lighting up buildings that are in their possession and under their control this year. And the reason being, they weren't going to light it with the normal white light this year. They were going to light these facilities and buildings in blue light in tribute to the incredible work that the NHS have undertaken, particularly in the last 5 months, and indeed all the blue light workers north and south. So I was delighted that whenever I put the request in, that permission for that to happen actually falls back on the chairperson of council. It didn't actually have to go to any committee. So Laura Devlin, my gratitude to Laura, our chairperson. She was very supportive of the idea, and also my thanks to Barbara Fleming, who looks after these things for us in council. So the Ross Monument is going to be illuminated along with the lighthouse, as is the town hall in Warrenpoint and the town hall in Newry, and the bridges over the Newry Canal will be illuminated blue also, and that is going to run from this Friday night right for the whole month of August. So during the week, I was lucky enough to be invited by James to get on board Sean Cunningham's boat and head off with a crew out to the Hallbeline Lighthouse. And while the men downstairs done the work, myself and James went to the very top and we had a wee chat, and here's what we discussed.
So I am standing here along with James McAreevy, and we are 100 feet above the RC, just beyond the mouth of Carlingford Lough. We are, of course, standing at the top of Hallbeline Lighthouse. And James, it's a great privilege and a great honour for you to invite me out here again. I first stood on this sacred site 5 years ago when you were implementing the lighting up to commemorate the centenary of the Rostrevor. And I haven't been able to join you in between times, but you've been doing stirring work there every August since. But you just want to maybe tell us a wee bit about the lighthouse we're on, and then just a wee bit about the Rostrevor Connemara accident.
Well, Hallbeline was built between 1817 and 1824, Jarlath. And it'll tell you the prominence of the Port of Newry, because this lighthouse was commissioned at the behest of the merchants of Newry. The previous lighthouse over at Carlingford Point had collapsed into the sea back in 1803, and the merchants in Newry wanted a new lighthouse built. The Customs and Excise had relocated from Carlingford in 1726 to Newry. So Newry was a very, very prominent port. And George Falcon, an eminent Irish engineer, he was the man who was responsible for the building of the lighthouse. As I say, it took 7 years, and the first light was exhibited in September 1824. So we're now into the 196th year of operation. In St. Patrick's Day 1965, the 3 keepers were withdrawn from service here, and Hallbeline became fully automated. It was the first lighthouse on the island of Ireland to be automated.
Okay.
And we're very proud of that fact. As I say, the Commissioners of Irish Rates are responsible. We get our permission from them, and then we work closely with the Carlingford Lough Commissioners. Sean Cunningham and Thomas, the Cunningham family here in Greencastle, who are synonymous with the pilotage and all marine activity on the loch. So we have a specialist team of people. Graham Electrical, of course, sponsored the electrics. Thomas Graham is at this point wiring up the lights for us. So it's a close-knit specialist team. And this year, as you say, in 2016, our inaugural year was to commemorate the centenary of the worst tragedy ever visited on our district. 94 people died just behind you.
Yes.
On the 3rd of November 1916, when the Connemara, a passenger livestock ferry, outward bound from Greenwood, collided with the inward bound SS Retriever near the rest of the Coal Road. They collided just 300 yards south of the lighthouse, and there they lay today, just to the land side of the channel. As I say, 94 people were lost, and incredibly the sole survivor, James Boyd Moorpoint, was an all-summer, and he had washed ashore.
I remember hearing that story. James, the thing about it is, obviously, the Newry Maritime Association are doing sterling work to bring these stories to people, because there's incredibly amount of people in our district and along the coastline here that were unaware of the history that happened on our doorstep. Now, to commemorate the anniversary, the centenary of that disaster, you did start to illuminate the tower here in 2016. We're now in year 5. We're doing something special this year.
Well, with the unprecedented challenges that we've all faced with this coronavirus pandemic and the sterling work that was done and is being done by all our frontline services, NHS, the HSE and South, all our blue light services, shop workers, sea truck employees for the ferry running. We saw the ferry today, and we decided we'd like the tower blue this year.
Fantastic.
And working with the council, we're also going to have the Ross Memorial, Warrenpoint Town Hall, the Harbour Authority office in Warrenpoint, Narwater, Newry Town Hall, and all the bridges across the canal in a unique tribute to the frontline workers.
Absolutely fantastic. They've done incredible work over the 3 to 4 months. I just want to add my thanks, James, to our chairperson of council, Laura Devlin,
Yes.
who gave the authority for Ross Monument, Warrenpoint Town Hall, Norwater Keep, and the other council facilities to be lit. So, James, thanks very much. Like I say, it's a great honour to be here. In 200 years, this building has been here. There's not many have stood where I'm standing.
Well, I'd also like to say, Jarlath, that we're very proud, and rightly so, of the fact that this is the only wave-washed or offshore lighthouse in Ireland or Britain to be externally illuminated. I'm very proud of that. And again, I would like to add my thanks to the Chair, Laura Devlin, and for our council for getting involved in what will be a very unique tribute this year.
All right, thank you.
So, and Cal, listen, that's excellent work there, the way you were able to blend them videos. It was indeed a great honour to be asked again by James to go out and be able to stand on that site and get to the top of that tower. In the 200 years that has stood there, there's not many have been able to do that, and what a fantastic monument and piece of engineering it is. Now, I hope people will appreciate that tribute that the Maritime Association are proposing and pulling together toward the NHS and the other blue light services. And I would encourage people to take a wee run down to Cronfield over the next 3 to 4 weeks and get a wee look at that after dark, because there's no doubt that will be a spectacular sight. And could I also just add my own personal thanks to Thomas Braham from Braham Electrical and his own men. Thomas's willingness to help and his willingness to get his own sleeves rolled up and get stuck in is legendary, and he does it all on a voluntary basis, and it's an absolute credit to him for the work that he does, a lot of the unseen work that he does in and around our village and in and around our district. So, Cal, that's it for this week from Rostrevor Area News, and I will bid you good night, and I'll see everybody next week. Thank you.